video with you on how to improve your inverted straddle, which is also going to really help with your aerial inverts and also break any bad habits. This video is going to be great for any instructors out there to help with your students, but also any students in class as well. So this is Charlene. Charlene is my beginner level 2 student, and I'm going to use her to demo on to explain how to get into a good posture.
So if you look at Charlene's posture here, her back is rounded, her legs have sunken down, her shoulders are internally rotated, and notice how her hands are close together and also internally rotated. This is actually quite hard to hold for her straddle.
So how do we take steps to improve this inverted straddle?
So the best place to start is hand positioning. If you look at Charlene's hands, they are very close together. They have internally rotated, which has internally rotated her shoulders, which then rounds her back and folds her straddle in. So Charlene's now going to go up and change her hand positioning. Instead of internally rotating her hands, she's going to keep her hands at a neutral alignment, drawing a line from her thumb to her wrist. Notice now how her hands are shoulder width apart. You can also use your feet here to give you a bump up to find that neutral alignment. Okay, so how do we get away from the rounded back? Now make sure that your hands are in neutral alignment before you do this. Then think about pulling your shoulder blades back and down and bringing your chest in between your shoulders. Notice how this will start to straighten Charlene's back and her legs start to come up higher. Make sure you don't over-exaggerate this, as this will have the opposite effect and bring you back down to the floor. After step 2, sometimes it's still hard to hold your straddle. So once you've pulled your shoulder blades back and down to create a straight back and your legs have started to come up, then think about activating your legs, bringing them towards you using your hip flexors. Then you want to find a neutral alignment with your head by looking straight ahead of you rather than up or down. You can transfer this technique to other straddle holds. So here Charlene has the fabric together. Her hands are in neutral alignment, her shoulders are back and down, her legs are activated. Make sure your core is engaged the whole time and you're pulling down on the fabric. Once you have this, you can then make it a conditioning exercise by bringing it all in versus putting it all back together. You can then take it into a straddle up into straight legs without touching the fabric, and then straight legs into a straddle. This is all about the hand alignment. Every step that we've just gone through is in this conditioning exercise. Notice how my hand positioning doesn't change as I move my legs. You can also do this conditioning exercise without hand wraps.
If you're just starting out with your straddle inverts, then this is a great place to start because it stops you from getting into any of those bad habits. If you feel that some of those bad habits are already sneaking in, now is the time to start adjusting it. You'll see huge improvements if you do this every single time that you straddle.
So hopefully this video has helped. Put it into practice and I'd love to know your feedback.